Let's go! Cool kids step to the front. Cool kids. Too sweet sign for the click.
Bitch, you don't work there.
Feel like I need a shower just looking
Gotta
at
get
you.
right.
Like, what the fuck does that mean?
They ain't been the same ever since.
What?
Living pretty
We
well
cut
on
the
the
head
challenge.
off.
I ain't
You're gonna
got
be
no
single
time
for the
like
rest of your life.
Brock Lesnar on the beast.
Look at the heat.
Sleep flex and
Look at the
repeat.
heat.
Whole new swag with a price on the tag. Coming live from the west to the east. Better recognize on the mouthpiece. See the power level got
I get no bitches.
Bringing content on the daily. Feeling like Gresh and Suela.
Your ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary pals, and everybody in between, welcome back to the Gresh and Suela podcast. It is your favorite voice that does the most, the purveyor of mischief, and the guy who is the master of finessing the social and media climate in today's society. It is none other than your boy, Gresh. And joining me, as always, is the queen of rebels herself, Suela the Bandit. What's good with your family?
Hey, everybody. So, it's official. I'm finally 27 years young. Got the red hair going on. It's a great day, actually. Today is
Got
great.
the red hair Florence Jefferson
Yes.
going on.
Yes.
Got looking like sister from Good Times, yeah, with the
Right.
red hair. Ooh, yeah, buddy, you know how it is. Man. You make any changes on this show, we're gonna talk about it.
Right. It's going to be, if any change, we always going to talk about it.
We're gonna talk like what? What? She got the poofy red hair. Oh my god!
Oh, okay.
Oh
like, you
my
got that
God.
going on. What else you got going on? You got a new tattoo too? What else?
She-
Like,
She
what
look,
else you got?
she look like she ready to get in the big comfy couch. Oh my god! Look at her. Oh Jesus! Ooh, like she look like she ready to go. Let me get a Big Mac and let me get a fish sandwich, Ronald. Okay, Ooh-wee. Hey, that's the vibe we got
It
up
be
here.
like that.
It be like that sometimes. But yo, for those of you who don't know, this is your favorite brother and sister duo as always. But yo, this is quite the episode because for those of you who don't know what we got going on today, this is when we step back to the NXT side because I know a lot of people are iffy about the current state of NXT right now, NXT 2.0, NXT. Some people like it, some people. I'm in the boat of I tolerate it because it's not a bad show. It's just
It's not. I'm like in the middle.
it's not a great show, but it's not a bad show either. But we're going to step into our time machine once again because the headline for this episode of the Gresh and Suela podcast at the Unleashed table is none other than the August 21st, 2013 edition of WWE NXT, which saw the ongoing rivalry between Sami Zayn and the guy who, before he lost his first name, Antonio Cesaro, battle it out in a best 2 out of 3 falls on NXT. And when I tell you, I have not seen this match since 2014.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute. Like I've seen clips of it on Twitter from here and there. Like when people either are thirsting for engagement and want that engagement, or some people genuinely want the reaction or throwback because they enjoy this match. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of gems on this episode that I did not expect because it was 2013. And it's like it brought back a lot of memories. It brought back a lot of memories in 2013, like around the time because I was watching in 2013.
I watched it. Yeah, I watched too. Like, but I think for this one, I don't even think I did watch it as much around that time. I didn't. And that was because it was my 11th grade year, and it was the hardest year because we went. That was like during the time where like we kind of was still like living like with like different family members and stuff too. So like that was like the hardest year for me. It's like I was surprised I even passed that grade. Like it was hard. Real hard.
I think we've all been at that stage where we
like I'm just ready to leave.
Yeah.
Like that was the year like I literally almost like dropped out of school to get a job.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't understand. Like 12th grade, you're pretty much done. 10th grade, you made it, but it's like that 11th grade
slow,
year.
Though. 10th grade is like the slowest year.
That 11th grade, once you pass 10th grade, you in my opinion, you made it. But that 11th grade year is when you literally just be like,
it's like
why is it still happening? Why is this still going on? Like
Seriously.
you be like, fuck this, fuck you, fuck you. That's when you learn the term fuck. Because you say it a lot. Like that's when it becomes a part of your vocabulary because you just say fuck, 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 fuck. Like to the point where it slips at your teacher, and I don't even think the teacher get mad no more. They just be like, they having a day. I get it. I get it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like,
just take a seat.
You want a cookie? Okay, let's get you a cookie because yeah, you going through it. You're going through it.
You turn in your stuff at the end of the day. Don't even worry
you're
about
fine. Yeah, your mom. Okay, we don't even want to talk about your moms no more. Like, let's just.
Oh man, yeah, it was. I was doing.
Ooh.
What was I? I was in AP class too. I was in AP class from 10th all the way till I finished. So it was like, yeah, it was bad. In a way, I blame my dad too, because technically, I was supposed to go to another school, and that's the majority of where all my friends were at. But during that time frame, since my grades were good in my freshman year, they didn't have a magnet program open for that school during that time, so I had to go to another one. And I was upset. I said, "Well, can I just do a year there and then transfer and go where I really wanted to go?"
If I didn't,
but by the time that happened, by the time I finished was 10th grade, I said I might as well just kill these last 2 years.
Because if I didn't move with my pops, I would have graduated with my class. Because I went to middle school, then next thing you know, I was living with my pops. So I literally lost out on a lot of my childhood friends. Because I tell people, I told my mom this all the time. I said if I would have stayed at my middle school when I did, and I went all the way through, I probably would have been married by now. I probably would still been doing what I'm doing, but I probably would have been married by now. Because it's like a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people, and I could be wrong. I could be just talking about my ass. I feel like a lot of people tend to find their true significant other if they've known each other for a long period of time and have that break where they go away and then come back. I don't remember nobody from my childhood. So it's like I'm starting this whole relationship shit brand new.
Wow.
Like, oh shit.
Damn.
I'll be like,
see, and me, it was almost like the opposite because I didn't really get into relationships like that until I moved away.
That's what I'm saying.
And like
I don't have nobody.
Finished
you can move away
school and all that. And I ended up dating somebody out there, and we almost got married. I almost got married when I was like 21. And then it didn't work out that way. So then all of a sudden it's like we broke up and then we end up trying again. Then we broke up again.
That's what I'm saying.
Now we still the best of friends. And even though I live over here and they live all the way on the West Coast, we still talk to each other from time to time. And it's crazy. And they just be like, man, I should just married you. You think?
At that point, no, because if you say, well, I should have just married you, that makes you your second option. We don't do that shit here. No.
Right. Oh yeah, that's true.
We're not doing that.
Because it's like
you trying to say I'm like, all right, I settled on you. Like, all right, you'll do. No, not on my watch. Not on my watch. We're not doing that. You can suck a dick. No. No.
That is like so scary. I said, man, I mean, you the one decided to put yourself in that situation. Did nobody say you had to do that? But now you see. Nah.
No, I'm saying.
And I was so mad about it too. Because I said, man, I kind of wish I stayed where I was at. If I would have stayed where I was at, none of that stuff you would never have to deal with in the first place. But I ain't there no more. So
to be honest with you, it's like I feel that way, but then I don't hate it because I wouldn't be who I am now and I wouldn't know what the fuck I was doing now. So I kind of I have those moments where I be like, man, I wish I would have did this or this would have happened. But now that I'm here, I'm like, I probably wouldn't change a lot for the world because I wouldn't know what I know. I wouldn't be who I am, and I wouldn't make the friends that I probably make now. Because if you don't, the only way you can make certain friends is if you know certain things. And now that I know what I know, close to 30, I wouldn't be surprised. Like I always tell people, I always tell my mom, I say I won't be surprised if things pop off by the time I'm 30, as far as relationships, marriage, all that good stuff. And sometimes, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I be trying to tell people too. Like just relax. And speaking of telling people stuff, it's time for a few house notes for the Gresh and Suela podcast, excluding the live show reviews. The video format of this show has a new home. For those of you who don't know, I'll probably stop telling this announcement after this because we are literally 5 or 6 episodes into the new season of the Gresh and Suela podcast. But we have a new home for the video format that is not, when it is not interviews, the home of all the video formats of this podcast will be over at patreon.com/greshdigital. It will be available for all tiers starting at $1 One single dollar. It don't taste that much. Like everybody has it. You have layers to the tiers. And then while we're still thinking about doing a restructuring of the Patreon, like as far as like perks and stuff, we can tell you from without a shadow of a doubt that the video format will be available over on patreon.com/scratchdigital. If you're the person who likes to watch podcasts, video versions, that would be your place to go. But as far as everyone in general, the show will remain available wherever you listen to your podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, all these other places we will be available. Or you can just go to the central hub at www.gressunleashed.com. That's pretty much your central hub for all things this podcast. And speaking of this podcast, this weekend is the Elimination Chamber event. We will be giving our preview and predictions in just a moment. Our speed round preview and predictions. That's just what we do over here on this podcast. It is this Saturday, and it's time for me to announce our next live post-show review. Suela will not be there again as she's been booked, but I can assure you that we will be live to talk about everything from Roman Reigns defending the Universal title against Sami Zayn, the former honorary Uso, in his home country of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, to the 2 Elimination Chamber matches, to the rubber match between Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley, and so much more, as this will be the final stop on the road to WrestleMania Hollywood in April. The final premium live event or pay-per-view for those retro wrestling fans. That's what we got to look forward to. And I'm not going to lie to you. This Elimination Chamber is looking pretty stacked. It's 5 matches.
It is.
It's 5 matches. I appreciate Triple H making less is more for these non-big shows. Like WrestleMania is 2 nights. I appreciate that he okay, we're gonna do 5 matches on here. I believe it was like 5 matches at the Royal Rumble because of the 2 men's and women's matches. It was 2 championship matches, and I believe it was it another? It could have been 4. It could have been 4 matches. It was 5. The pitch black match. So yeah, it was basically 5 matches. I appreciate that. I appreciate that immensely. But speaking of the Elimination Chamber, we're finna give our preview and predictions for the Elimination Chamber event, which will be taking place this Saturday, February 18th on Peacock the Cock, or WWE Network internationally. Is at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Like I said, 5 matches. We're going to start off with the biggest match, which is the undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship, where Roman Reigns defends the championship against the former honorary Uso, Sami Zayn. Suela, you first. Who is your pick? Because I know that's your boy. So who's your pick?
That's my pick.
Your boy Roman? Okay.
Yes.
So we both picking Roman because it's like, and I'm gonna be honest with you, the reason why we say we're gonna both pick Roman is like Suela that's her boy, but I'm pretty sure she understands story. The story for me is like, this is a good story. Sami Zayn is red hot. He is. It's like they literally had that segment on Raw. I was in North Carolina when I was watching it, so I was watching with my boy. Shout out Tyler El Guapo. He stopped by the hotel and we was chopping it up. But we watched this segment. And my reaction was this entire promo, because they had a promo between Sami and Cody where they was basically hyping each other up. Like, okay, you can do, like Sami was like, can I do it? Can I do it? And Cody was like, yes, you can. Can you believe that you can do it? So they was hyping each other up. It was, if you haven't seen the promo, I'm pretty sure Suela was a busy bee, so if she hasn't seen it, she'll check it out. You can check it out on YouTube. That thing was great. I said it was brilliant, and I quote Tyler El Guapo said, "That's my fucking guy." So love that.
But what made me laugh though, I caught in a way the highlight, but I also caught Roman's TikTok.
Oh yeah,
because he kind of saw that and he was just like, "You need a pep rally to hype you up." Like I was like, "Yes."
Who told this man how to use TikTok? Who told this man how to use TikTok? Because this man is literally making memes.
Probably with the kids.
He making memes.
Maybe.
Oh, was it JoJo?
It's probably JoJo. And it's working out perfectly.
I bust out laughing. Like, this dude is a meme machine.
Because every single TikTok he's put out so far, it has been great. No mishaps, no craziness going on so far. It's actually pretty great.
They don't let this man on TikTok. Oh, it's a wrap. It is a fucking wrap.
I saw the first one. I was like, "Oh dang, I gotta get it back now." and I end up getting mine back.
It is a fucking wrap. Oh my god. Oh my god. But yeah, I enjoyed that. Like I think it's like I enjoy this road to WrestleMania because it has you thinking like, what would they do? Like it doesn't feel like they're being lazy with it. And Cody continues to kill the online rumor that the crowd is going to turn on Cody. Every time that man comes out, he gets one of the biggest pops of the show. Same with Sami Zayn. So it's like that narrative. Just because you want to hate him, don't mean you speak for a majority. People need on Twitter, Instagram. I'm not really too indulged in TikTok wrestling. Wrestle talk is what they call it, because I literally be scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and I'll be looking at other stuff. But people need to understand that social media is a small niche of wrestling fans.
Mm-hmm.
No one's gonna turn on nobody. Now, if the match fucking sucks, that's another thing. But I can tell you this right now: Cody and Roman will cook. If they decide to go with a triple threat, because I think Cody did an interview, he was like, I don't mind if it's a triple threat. I just want to go to, I already won. Like Cody is one of the workers. He know how to work in the business. Just like Jeff Jarrett. Condolences to Jeff Jarrett. That's a side note. Condolences to Jeff Jarrett. He just lost his father, Jerry Jarrett. Rest in peace. But Cody is, he knows how to work, and he knows how to maintain, like if he wants to play this character, like he doesn't come off disingenuous. So that's why we always say Cody is the only person who can say he's from Atlanta, not Theory.
Right.
And
I'll take Cody Rhodes any day.
We both picked Roman Reigns for the win. And speaking of the non-Atlanta boy, Theory, next up, the match that we're going to give our preview and predictions for is the United States Championship Elimination Chamber match, where Austin Theory defends the United States title against Seth freaking Rollins, Big Jonah, a.k.a. Bronson Reed, Johnny Gargano, Montez Ford, and Damian Priest. Who do you have winning this one?
This is hard. I want to see Joey Gargano.
Johnny Gargano?
Yeah.
You want to
I want to see Johnny Gargano. I do, because I be doing that. I'm like, you can't sleep. So you can't sleep on, like, other people. So it's like, I wouldn't be shocked if he takes it.
Okay.
But I would like to see, like, somebody, like, rise up to it and, and win. So it's like, I'm all for it.
Right. Damn. I would not. I'm ready for Seth Rollins to move on from the United States title and go back in the world title picture. I don't know why they're hesitant on keeping him from the title picture. He's one of the most over, especially his music. But if I had to pick, I don't want Theory to win. So you already know that's not gonna happen. And I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he wins. So I'm going to have to go with Johnny Gargano. We both going to pick Johnny Gargano. Yeah, I see them giving the win to Austin Theory, but we both going to pick Johnny Gargano for this one. And speaking of next, we guys going to keep it within the Elimination Chamber, because next up is an Elimination Chamber match to determine the number one contender for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. It will be the new and improved, or the Dark Asuka, or Kana, for those of you who are well educated in that concept. It will be Asuka versus Liv Morgan versus Raquel Rodriguez versus Nikki Cross versus Carmella versus Natalya. I'm going to just go ahead and just say Asuka. Asuka for the win.
I want Asuka. Yeah.
Yep.
I want Asuka.
I was like, well, we might as well just say go ahead and say
I
Asuka.
want Asuka.
Like, at that point, out of every single one of them. Next up, we have Edge and Beth Phoenix versus Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley. And to say I don't care about this match,
I'm going to say Edge and Beth Phoenix for this match.
Edge is in his home country. Rhea Ripley is the Women's Royal Rumble match winner. She put Beth on the shelf with a concerto. Now she's back for revenge. Finn Balor and Edge because of the I Quit match. I'm just ready for Edge to move on from Judgment Day, as well as I'm ready for Judgment Day to move on from Edge, because besides that break, they've been fighting each other since WrestleMania last year.
Yeah. It's like at this point, y'all, this fight is getting tiring.
Yeah. So, if we had to pick though, I'm gonna have to go with Rhea Ripley and Finn Balor. So Judgment Day.
Okay.
Who you got?
I got the veterans.
You got the Grit couple.
Yeah.
The grits.
Grit
Every time
couple.
every time I hear someone say grits, I'll be like, you want some grits? You want some eggs with that? like let's
the grit.
The Grit couple. I'm like, ooh, I want me some good grits and eggs right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And last but certainly not least, the rubber match between Big Bob, Bobby Lashley, and the Beast Brock Lesnar. Bobby Lashley won at the Royal Rumble in 2021 because of Roman Reigns. Brock Lesnar won at Crown Jewel by the skin of his teeth. So now it is a rubber match. I was surprised that they put this for Elimination Chamber and not WrestleMania, because it's a big match. But then I like I've been saying on the show for the past few weeks, they're literally trying to stack up Elimination Chamber. So I'm not too shocked that this is happening. But if I had to pick a win, I'm about to go with Big Bob. It's Black History Month.
Bobby Lashley.
He's doing Big Bob is fighting for all the black champions that Brock Lesnar decided to end their title reign. He's fighting for Big E. He's fighting for Kofi Kingston. He's fighting for The Rock. He's fighting for every black champion that Brock Lesnar just took their titles from.
I ain't gonna lie though, what was funny though, like even like piggyback on from the Royal Rumble, that made me laugh. I was like, now y'all know Brock, 9 times out of 10, Brock was gonna come back. Mm-hmm. So this is not a big deal. But what made me laugh is when he got eliminated. That's what made me laugh. 3 minutes. I was like, bruh. like,
oh, this is it was the shortest.
Ain't none of them scared of you no more.
That was the shortest he's been in the Rumble, I believe.
Yeah. He was so mad.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, just chill. Like,
so who you picking?
Bobby Lashley.
Yeah. You like, man,
Bro, you are undefeated in UFC. You have made your stand. Just chill and enjoy it.
You know damn well he is not.
You are okay.
You know damn well he is not. And that is our preview and predictions for the Elimination Chamber. Make sure you guys check out our post show that will be going down. And speaking of post show, it will be going down right when Battle at the Valley will be going down for New Japan Pro Wrestling. And that will be, I guess the way they promote it, be headlined by Mercedes Moné's New Japan Pro Wrestling in-ring debut, formerly known as Sasha Banks in WWE, as she challenges Kairi, formerly known as Kairi Sane in WWE, for the IWGP Women's Championship. Looking at the card, it looks pretty solid. We probably won't be reviewing it because Suela is not gonna watch that shit at no 10 o'clock. She's gonna be asleep.
Yeah, probably.
You see the yawn? Yep, there you go. So she's like, nah, we're not doing this. Because it's 10 matches for you got on the pre-show you got Alex is it Colin versus Coughlin? I probably pronounced that all wrong. My bad. Is Alex versus JR Kratos in a singles match for the pre-show. David Finlay versus Bobby Fish in a singles match. Mascara Dorada, Josh Alexander, Adrian Quest, and Rocky Romero versus Kushida. Volador Jr., Kevin Knight, and the DKC in a 8-man tag team match on the main. Fred Rosser, formerly known as Darren Young, in WWE versus Kenta for the IWGP or the New Japan Strong Openweight Championship. The Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin versus the West Coast Wrecking Crew, Jarrell Nelson and Royce Isaac in a tag team championship for the Strong Openweight Tag Team Championship. This is basically the U.S. version of New Japan. You have Jay White versus Eddie Kingston. You have Tom Lawler versus Homicide in a Filthy Rules match, basically a street fight. You have Zack Sabre Jr. versus Clark Connors for the New Japan World Television Championship. You have Kairi versus Mercedes Moné in a singles match for the IWGP Women's World Championship, and then I'm pretty sure there's gonna be either the main event or the co-main event. It'll be Kazuchika Okada versus Hiroshi Tanahashi for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. It goes down at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I thought it was gonna be like a 3 a.m. thing. Fortunately, I'm wrong. When we're doing our post-show review, I'll probably have it on, like checking it out, make sure, because I pay for it on New Japan World. I'm not going to pay for it on Fight for the English, because I personally enjoy the Japanese commentary. No disrespect to Kevin Kelly and his team, but yeah, I enjoy the Japanese because they have more energy for me. I don't understand what the fuck they're saying, but I enjoy their commentary as far as the energy wise.
That's how I am with anime.
I'm interested in that in seeing how they do this. This will be Mercedes' first pay-per-view outside of WWE. So we'll see.
Yeah, she looks like she's doing pretty great though so far.
Oh yeah. Mixed review for her debut aside, I'm pretty sure once that bell rings, she's gonna be all game. So and Kyrie is no slouch either. So let's hope the women kill it. But yep, that's all we got for that. And before we move on to our review, have you been keeping up with the WWE 2K23 news and stuff?
I heard the soundtrack was actually not bad.
Yeah, speaking of soundtrack, for those of you who don't know, the WWE 2K23 track list includes Metallica, Sad But True. Is it Bizarre Rap and Quavo.
So.
Is that how you pronounce it? It's a music sessions volume 52. Doja Cat's Vegas. Luciano's SUVs. Red Hot Chili Peppers Can't Stop. Joyner Lucas and Lil Baby. Raymond and OJ. Hardy, the guy who was at the Royal Rumble, his song Jack. Bullet for My Valentine's, No More Tears to Cry. Is it Davey featuring Omar Cortez, Dame Lou, Let Down, Shipwreck, Idols, Grounds, and Post Malone featuring Ozzy Osbourne and Travis Scott, Take What You Want. I actually put out a TikTok where I was like, TikTok/shorts where I was like, you know how when we had WWE 2K19 where the first song you heard was Blow My Mind from AWOL Nation Passion. I said we're gonna replace that with Doja Cat's Vegas. Like that's gonna be the song that's gonna be stuck in everybody's head because that's a song that is catchy as hell. Like I don't listen to Doja Cat often. I don't listen to a lot of artists often. I'm more so an old school head as far as like with I listen to your Michael Jacksons, your Princes, your Isley Brothers. I listen to all these other cats. And I dabble in the new school like Migos, Quavo, rest in peace, Takeoff. I listen to all these modern rappers and it's like it's either hit or miss for me from modern times. That's just me. That's just my personal taste. But here in Vegas with Doja Cat, I'm like, that's gonna be the new one. Have you ever listened to Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Yeah, I mean, I had to set up.
What's your favorite song?
I had to set up with them before, but that's the thing. Like, I'll just listen to some of their stuff. I don't even have a favorite song. Yeah. Not yet, anyway.
So out of this list, do you have anybody that you listen to often?
Well, of course, there's Doja.
Okay. What's your favorite song for her?
But one of my Woman is one. Okay. But I do like one of the songs from her, one of the old albums that she did. It was called Purr. Okay. And the one I like is Beautiful. I like that song. That's the first song I heard first. And I was like, oh. And then I heard the whole album and I was like, I actually like this album. Like, so I'll play it like every now and then.
Okay. Like, I was shocked that I'm like, John Cena listening to Doja Cat?
Yeah. I was like, what?
Because he was the executive producer, for those of you who don't know. I'm like, Doja? All right. But if you haven't already, make sure you guys check out like the TikTok that I did reacting to it. I basically did my own weird shit with it. But yeah, I got called dancing to Vegas. So it is what it is. But yeah, listen, I'm not mad at this. Like I put out a tweet because you know how I do. I said, not bad. You know, you had your mixed reactions. People like it's trash. They're going to replace it certain songs with because you have the option to turn this music off and replace it with interest music.
No.
And people didn't really bother to check my bottom tweet because I did that. I said not bad, but then I looked at the bottom tweet. I said it's still gonna be off day one. I turned the whole playlist off. I just turned all menu music down. I'm like, yeah. So y'all having a bitch fit about the playlist. The playlist don't really hit like it used to, like in SmackDown versus Raw days. So, like you had gotta pull it with your name, like stuff like that got you hype. Like we making you creating your creative character to all that type of stuff. And speaking of,
it came at one point. They had Scrappy on one of the games
the money
too.
in the bank.
Yeah, they had that. They had
the
the Champ, Ghostface Killer. I was like, oh, we got some Wu-Tang out here, because I was bumping the Champ so many times. Like to this day, like that's still one of my favorite songs. I be having that stuff on Spotify.
Shout out to Steven on Twitter, one of the cats that I follow. He was like, they need to start doing like a poll with the community. Be like, okay, what music you think we should put on the playlist, on the soundtrack, and then whoever got the most votes obviously wins. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, a lot of this music I turn off or I turn off, and when I listen to it, I'm like, oh, this is ass. Like the best songs I've heard in the 2K game, and that's just off the dome. Ric Flair Drip, that was a bop because of the Migos. Wu-Tang was on last year's in 2K22. So it's like you got to get some season to it. And when I saw Doja, I was like, oh, okay, that's a different take. And I listen to all music. That's the thing. When you're an engineer, you listen to pretty much every form and style of music out there. So we're good on that. And then obviously this week, for those of you who don't know, WWE 2K23, they have the roster reveals, like over 100 people. We got some new people from NXT. You got Carmelo Hayes, Braun Breaker. You got the Creed brothers, Cora Jade, Roxanne Perez, Johnny Gargano. It was a riff where they thought he wasn't available, but he is available. It's pretty much the same people as last year. A lot of people were missing, like your Keith Lees and your Swerves, because they're no longer in the company. But it's a pretty solid roster. I'm gonna recreate the Hulk Hogan attack video soon as I get it, because fuck Terry every day. Then we had obviously the Ruthless Aggression pack, because this is a John Cena focused showcase. So you got the Brock Lesnar 01, the Prototype, Randy Orton 02, and the Leviathan, which is the development version of Batista. Yeah, Bad Bunny is the pre-order bonus, and we still don't even know the DLC. But this is the most. I can tell you, this is the most women I've seen on this roster in the WWE games. Period. I believe it's 40. I believe it's 45 women.
Oh wow!
So, and most of them are modern. So that's why I was like, wow, I was shocked. But hey, kudos to them for finally finding that perfect balance, because it's some fans out there that wants the women. So it's like just follow them too. Also, War Games, because I don't think we talked about 2K on since all this news been dropping, because it drops in less than 30 days. So,
okay.
It drops next month, literally. So we have War Games on there. Obviously, Universe Mode and all that stuff. Pretty much an updated My GM and all that good stuff. And for those of you who don't know, if it comes to it, me and Swallow probably will do some stuff for YouTube as well as Highlight, because I believe Highlight has he's working on getting a PS4, and we might stream more. The Free Appeal Boys are going to be streaming more on Twitch. So make sure you guys keep it locked on there. Anything? Are you keen on checking out 2K?
I don't mind
this year. I'm talking about, like, are you keen? Like, are you if you once you look at all this stuff, are you interested in it?
Yeah, I am, for honestly. I do want to. I kind of want to check it out.
Okay.
I just don't. I just hope it just don't be a disappointment.
Oh, it's not 2K20.
That's all.
So
like,
we're good. It's not 2K20, so we're good on that. And then I understood why a lot of people skip 2K22 is because it was the reboot, and you never really get the reboot because they're still trying to figure stuff out. Whereas 2K23, it's basically 2K22, but with better upgrades and more match types. So that's basically, I see why people get it. People know me, I get it for the content. And I already made the illusion that this might end up being my last year anyway, like covering 2K23 as far as like on the channel. Because as I venture to other things, it's still gonna be wrestling. I'm still gonna cover wrestling because I got a whole podcast. But as far as like playing the games, if nothing pops off, I mean, if it pops off, it pops off. Because there's a niche audience that wants 2K content, WWE 2K content. So we'll see how this year go. But I'm putting it where if nothing pops off, I'm just moving on. But I'm interested. I'm intrigued. I'm ready for this game to go. And I believe that's all we got for WWE 2K23. That game drops early on March 14th, and I believe it officially drops a few days later if you don't get the pre-order edition. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for us to check out WWE NXT. It is that time where we take a trip down memory lane for August 21st, 2013, the ongoing rivalry between Sami Zayn and Antonio Cesaro before he lost the first name, which led to a best 2 out of 3 falls match. Before we get started on breaking this show down, what did you think about this episode?
I actually liked this episode.
Okay. What was your highlight of the show?
Well, definitely the main event.
Okay.
That's one. And I do like I do like when the guy like put like the bunny ears behind the dude and while the girl was like taking the picture of him and he was just looking like, what is this? Like
that was a whole
and like that was funny.
That was
I like that too. That was nice.
That. I enjoyed that one too. I did get a little chuckle out of that. So I was like, yeah, this was fun. We start the show with a nice recap of Antonio Cesaro asking, is this the best competition you can get me? And then Sami Zayn responded with, if it's competition you want, it's competition you're gonna get, homeboy. And I was like, your white ass said homeboy.
No shame.
Like, and he said it with the most emphasis, but it's Sami, so he gets a pass. The package shows their first match where Sami rolled up Cesaro to pick up the win. Cesaro says that all he got was a cheap win and demanded that he meet him in the ring again before slapping him in the most precise face. He was like, I think the reason why Cesaro or Claudio slapped like that because he wore those tight ass shirts, so he don't really have no
room
to slap. So he just like
no room to move the arm.
Give him that. And
room.
After that slap to the face, Cesaro picked up the win in their second match, which led to Sami challenging him to a best 2 out of 3 falls. And then we get the cold open to the show. And I wrote down, seeing all these guys and ladies back then to where they are now is insane. Because you had Bo Dallas as NXT champion. Now he's Uncle Howdy. You had Big E. He still had his last name. You had the Wyatt family. You had Xavier Woods solo. You had Leo Kruger. I don't know if you know who Leo Kruger is. Have you heard of Adam Rose?
Yes.
This was his first gimmick in NXT where he was basically, I can't explain who he was, but he was deranged a little bit.
Okay.
This was Leo Kruger before he found his party spirit. Paige, Summer Rae, all these other people.
I definitely saw Summer Rae. I was like, ah.
I'm like, wow. I saw all these people. I was like, wow. Yeah, wow. This is memories. We are live in Full Sail University from Orlando, Florida with Tom Phillips on commentary with Alex Riley. Do you remember Alex Riley?
Yeah, I remember Alex Riley.
Say it to my face.
Yeah. That's so crazy.
Say it to me. He wasn't bad.
And, dang. And I had got a letter from that university too.
Full Sail? I tried to go there too, but that price.
That money, yep, that's what got me too.
Jesus.
Yep, I said, Because what's crazy is they don't just focus on one field. They have so many other fields.
Which makes sense.
And I'm just like, it's cool, but I'm not finna be paying all
I'm not finna go broke in a foreign city, Orlando. Like, we're not doing that. Because it's going to either be that or my school that I did graduate from, SAE. It was gonna be
See,
one of
you went
those
to
two.
SAE and I went to Crash. That's
I was
okay.
like,
I took my better chance with Crash than Full Sail. I was straight.
I
I said,
believe
thank
everything
you.
was if like
Less money.
if you was
Whew.
going if you was coming from a place where I mean they had scholarships set up and all that stuff, but then I had to take a test and I'm like, I don't really have
I'm not doing that.
time because I have to go to
I was
work.
like,
Because I was going to go after I graduated SAE, but I was like, I'm not trying to go into crippling debt, so I'm just gonna stay because I'm already in debt, but I'm not going to go in crippling debt.
Exactly.
I'm in debt, but I forgave myself, so I'm not in debt no more. But yeah, I was gonna be in like.
Then the Art Institute, they asked me if I wanted to go to theirs, and that's here. And they was just like, well,
SCAD?
like once you're done, no, the Art Institute of Atlanta.
They
They had an audio engineering program too, and they was like, well, when you're done, you graduate in 3 years instead of 4. I'm like, years? Like, I don't even want to be here no 3 years. I'm really just trying to do a year. Really, it don't take that long.
To be honest with you, college
but
is
I didn't want to
always
be
better.
home.
College is always better than high school. So those 3 years would have flew by. Like the year that I was at SAE flew by like that. So,
it's fun. Like at the school I graduated from, it really didn't even take a whole. It felt like a year, but it wasn't even a year. It was really just 9 months. Because we was on campus, got that out the way, and then like them last like 3 months that you have that's open, you just use that to just turn in your little internship hours. Like it wasn't even a whole big deal, and that's why I was like, I wanted to take that choice. And plus, I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to be at home because I know everybody.
Makes sense.
I was like, I'm finna leave. I gotta get away.
See,
I was like, what? Yes, I want to learn how to be on my own. Well, I don't know nobody, and I gotta start from scratch. I want to be by myself.
Nah, I said that until I got out there.
I did it.
I was like, fuck that.
I did it and survived it. I'm fine. I don't
that.
mind going back.
Nah, fuck that. I gotta know somebody. Like I gotta know somebody before no, because when I was younger, I used to be like, I'm ready to go graduate, go to college. I was in like New York or something. But then when I moved to Dallas, Texas, and I'm like, I was by myself for like, I believe like a few weeks or a few days. I was like, yeah, I can't do this shit because I don't know.
Seriously?
Because I was out there for a few months, but when I was by myself for a few days, where it was like I didn't know nobody, and where I was living, nobody spoke English. So it was like, so I was like, yeah, I can't do this shit. That's when my anxiety and depression started really developing because of that type of stuff. So when I moved back, I was fine after a while. But yeah, like that's what I'm saying. As an adult, as a kid, you're like, I'm ready to do this, redo that. But then once you hit rock bottom,
cool.
Well, I mean, I know you were cool.
Yeah.
I don't speak for everybody. I'm talking about me.
I know. That's what I was gonna say. It's like everybody's different.
Everybody's different. Like some people can adapt.
Cool, some people can deal and adapt. That's what. And I had no choice but to adapt. Because I was gonna do? Hop on a plane and go home with no money? Nah. I was like, I might.
That's exactly what I did. I went back home with no money.
I only came to Mesa, Arizona with like only $100 in my account. That was it. Like we had like my mom was the one that was like helping me put all the groceries away in the apartment, but then they left like the next morning. They were gone. And it was just me and my roommate, and I had to just adapt because we was taking classes together. We had school, we had to work. I was like, you know what, I gotta adapt and just live with it. I cried for like a day and a half, and then I was straight after that.
Oh, see, I didn't cry. I just got angry
because my anxiety kicked in. I was just like, dang, like they gone. Like,
nah, I just got angry. I don't cry in those type of situations. I just get angry, and when I get angry, I don't function properly. So, but yeah, everybody is different.
I
was
but
Full Sail,
cope. I was like, oh god,
Full Sail. You guys are cheap are too expensive. You guys are not cheap for no damn reason.
They
not. I get it though, but at the same time, fuck your prices. With all due disrespect.
It's like great school, but I can't do that. Like,
yeah, no, fuck. But and speaking of great school, they did their thing with because I believe when WWE's like contract at the time, they had a lot of students who went to Full Sail helping with the production. So that was that. Speaking of this production, we kick off the show with a Divas Championship match. Out first is the challenger, who is none other than Bayley.
Yep.
With the most generic, bubbly music way before her. There ain't no stopping us now. Let's celebrate on the floor. I'm on ready to go.
And giving out the hugs.
Yeah, she was. I believe they said the newcomer, so I'm pretty sure this was right when she debuted, like around the time. And this was wow. because they showed a backstage segment from the week prior where Bailey literally came up behind AJ Lee with a big old hug, just held her, and AJ was like, "What the fuck?
Why are you touching me?"
She was like, "Oh my god!" It's like when they zoomed in on her face with the second hug, you can tell she was trying not to laugh. She was about to break. She was. If they didn't cut the camera, she probably would have bust out laughing.
Start laughing, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure once the camera cut, she's just started bawling. Because AJ is a sweetheart. Like, she was playing tough, but you can tell she came off as a sweetheart. But Bailey got a title match from hugging her. Out next is the Divas champion AJ Lee. And I wrote down, this is a gorgeous woman. Damn you, CM Punk.
Bruh.
Because when I was around this time, I was from when she was first introduced in 2012, I was crushing hard on AJ Lee. Because that was a gorgeous woman. Still is, but she's married, so I don't really.
Yeah, same.
I joke around lusting. I joke around lusting
after
him
when I saw him in NXT, and I was like, "What's this?" Then I was like, "Damn."
I joke around. I joke around on Twitter when I be lusting after married women like Mercedes and Bianca and Jade Cargill, but it's like in reality,
why are you married?
I'd be like, "Why the fuck are you married?"
Right. Why?
But this was during her first Divas title reign, I believe, after winning the title from Caitlyn. Whatever happened to her?
I don't know.
You don't know who that is, do you?
I know who it is. I just don't know what happened to her.
I'm like, what happened to her? Like, she retired, and I even see like, that's interesting. They started the match teasing a hug and a handshake with AJ looking completely, utterly disgusted. It started off as a standard exchange between the two, with AJ being dominant until Bailey got out of the way of a splash in the corner, and then went on to hug AJ before slamming her in the corner repeatedly. She literally hugged her, slammed in the corner. Hugged her, slammed in the corner. And I'm like, that's an interesting way. That's an interesting way to get a hug. After getting her over her little starstruckness, I don't even think that's a word, starstruckness, but I'm gonna make it a word. Bailey started cooking a little bit until AJ baited her with an injury. She was like, I'm hurt, man. And she took advantage before hitting a shiny wizard. I ain't know. I'm so used to her with the Black Widow submission.
Okay.
I was like, that's her move? But then I remember.
That's what I'm like, was that even, was that just a new move?
No,
I don't want to say a new move, but like, has she done that move so many times
when
already?
She was a babyface? Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess she brought it back because she didn't want to tap her out. So she's like, okay, I'll just do the Shining Wizard and then take it home. Because that's how it was. The Shining Wizard picked the 1, 2, 3. And she took it home. This was the beginning of where I started having a Mandela effect, like a euphoric trance, because we cut backstage. The match itself was solid, but we cut backstage to where we see Prince Pretty, Tyler Breeze, a young Tyler Breeze, looking at himself. And then right there, to the right, we see a young ass Alexa Bliss. Like, that was pre-goddess, pre-sparkle, pre-Bray Wyatt, fiendish type gimmick. It was just a bare-face Alexa Bliss. And I'm like,
super young.
Whoa, how old? I'm like, how old am
Alexa
I?
Bliss.
That's what I said. I started going through a Mandela effect. Tyler asked if she wants to take a picture, and she says, "Yeah, looks to take a little selfie." And Bree was like, "Nah, you wench. I meant of me. Take my picture. Take my picture." She was so disappointed. She was like, "Oh." She wanted that picture too.
She did, and couldn't get it.
But she took it, and from behind, this is what you was talking about earlier, Juice Robinson, or whatever his name was at the time, came up behind him with the bunny ears behind his ears, like, yeah. And then as I went on with the show, his name was CJ Parker. That was his name during this CJ Parker. But he's now in AEW / New Japan as Juice Robinson, and he's been killing it ever since. Alexa took the picture. Breeze was rude, and she walked off. Tyler then saw the photo bomb and was completely and utter flabbergasted. He was disgusted. He was like, "What the fuck? Who keeps? Oh my god!" Next up, we get a tag team match. No clue who the two gentlemen are in the ring, so I couldn't find much on Ron Hicks. But according to CageMatch.net, Michael Zakai has been wrestling since 2009, but has not wrestled a match since 2013. So they have not really wrestled since the year this has happened. So,
Wow.
And they face off against the team of the Ascension, which was the duo of Rick Victor and Connor O'Brien. This duo had intensity on lock. Like, the dude was just yelling. Like, bro, why are you screaming? Why are you yelling? It was basically a TV squash match. For those of you who don't know, like, there's nothing much to talk about this match. The Ascension hit the fall of man with Victor getting the pin for the win. And Victor, for some reason, didn't let go of the pin submit. He didn't shoot the half. Like, he literally shot the half and then not let go. He was just sitting there. I'm guessing they were some type of vampires or zombies. I never really understood the Ascension gimmick back in the day. So
it looked like to me. It looked like they were zombies.
Like Underworld, like remember the Underworld movies? That's what they kind of give me those vibes.
Vampires and lichens type. Yeah.
Type gimmicks. Victor didn't let go of the pin while Connor shouted, we will rise. We will rise. I'm like, bro, shut up. Next up, we get the grand debut of CJ Parker as he goes one-on-one with a young ass Baron Corbin. I was really hitting him. Like, he looked the same, but he had hair. Now he's bald.
Baron Corbin was so young in that. I was like, oh my god.
It's like if you watch wrestling now and you see
and
they
say it Baron Corbin. I was like, oh my gosh.
Wow. Parker came out with a unique entrance. He was basically a hipster type character. He was basically off of every drug possible. It was a nice little slugfest when the bell rung between these two. Before Parker hit Corbin with the same move that he broke Kevin Owens' nose with a few years later. That one time at one of the NXT takeovers. And then he hit a DDT type move. The actual name of the move is slipping my mind, to pick up the win over Corbin. It was literally a showcase type of show outside of the main event. After the match, Renee Young, another young person, she was looking young too, asked the question of where has he been. I'm guessing this wasn't his debut. It's like and then he said, yo, Renee, where have I been? I think the question is, where haven't I been?
Man.
Bro was gassed out of his mind. They call me a hippie, but I'm just a guy that's going with the flow and having a little fun. And this was around the time where photobombing was new to our social vocabulary, because she just kept saying photobomb. And I'm like, oh my God, this was right when it became a thing. Now we don't really say it as much, but back then, oh my God, whoever came up with the term photobomb should be slapped, because the way people kept saying it back then. He said, "Bum is a hash word. It's a harsh word. I don't know why I said hash. I'm thinking about some hash browns. I'm hungry. Bum, that's a harsh word. I call it photo loving." And then Tyler Breeze came out with more generic ass music and showed the picture of the two of them. He's kind of angry about the photo bomb, where he stumbled a little bit on his words, but he recovered. And CJ was just saying anything. I don't even know what he was saying. We're just having a little fun. Chillax, hot baby. What? What did you just say to me? The fuck did you just say?
What?
You're like, what did you just say to me?
How you go from that to okay?
And then Breeze called him a Lenny Kravitz wannabe.
Yeah, that was funny.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be him.
I was like, man, out of all the other people you could say, you chose that. Like, yeah.
See,
you chose him.
Me personally,
everybody.
Me personally, I don't want to be him, but I want to be with his daughter, High Key, a little bit, because she fine. Like, after seeing her in Batman, talking about Zoe. After seeing Batman, I'm like, that's a fine woman right there. I ain't gonna lie to her.
She get it from her mom, man.
Oh,
she get it from her mom.
Denise,
she get it from Lisa,
buddy. Fuck Bill Cosby, but Denise,
she get it from Lisa.
Denise.
Yep.
Bro. That was a gorgeous woman. Like, yeah. I see reruns of Cosby Show every single chance I get. But when Denise was on screen, I'm like, yes. Yes. And now with her daughter on screen, yes. Yes. That is a
Lord.
She's
beautiful though.
Shit. That's all. Buddy. CJT's punching him in the face, but Breeze ducked out of the ring and was mad. He targeted his face and told him to stay out of his pictures. This is a funny little segment. This and the photo bombing, one of the highlights as far as comedy wise. That I enjoyed that. We get a nice promo package for Dolph Ziggler's appearance for this episode. At this point, he's been Intercontinental, United States, and a 2-time World Heavyweight Champion, and Mr. Money in the Bank. Next up, we get the entrance of Alexander Rusev, another young whippersnapper. And I wrote, what was this guy wearing? He came out with a piece of wood with Ziggler's name on it, and he did his full
outfit,
image and broke it. I'm like, his trunks look like he skinned someone's brown leather love seat. Like, it looked like you just hit him with a what are those type of gimmick. Dolph Ziggler came out next to a nice pop from the fans in attendance. Rusev came out the gate with his hands up the entire time. I'm like, hands up, don't shoot. I don't know what was going on with that. We got a filling out process between the two competitors here. Rusev was trying to attack Ziggler, but Ziggler was playing games until shit got real because Rusev literally ate a drop kick and bounced back like nothing happened and started just putting knees to the ribs. After some solid offense from Rusev, he was caught with the Famouser for a 2 count. Ziggler went for the zigzag, but Rusev held onto the ropes and responded with a sick spinning heel kick. So I appreciate that they didn't completely squash people. They let them have some type of offense. Like, it wasn't a typical squash match. Rusev went to the top for some reason, his big ass, and went for a splash, and there was no water in the pool as he missed, and Ziggler connected with a zigzag to pick up the win. I enjoyed this match too. I enjoyed it. Like, it wasn't too long and it wasn't too short. It was showing them what Rusev can do. Fortunately, Rusev changed his attire because I don't know what the fuck that attire. He looked like an overgrown tree. he just looked leatherish. Like the whole fit was just like, bro, what are we doing here? I don't know, man. Then it's time for our main event. Like, this show literally went by quick. Now it's time for our main event. It's 2 out of 3. And Sami came out with some generic ass music as well, but it was the whatever the name of the song was. But he was pretty much, I believe this was around the time he just made his debut too. So this was literally their first year in NXT with Sami and Bayley and Miro or Rusev. So many baby faces, like legit baby faces, not baby faces and characters like. They were young as hell. Antonio Cesaro came out next with the Dean Malenko remix, because if you've ever listened to Dean Malenko in the Attitude Era, his song was what this song was. Oh,
that's right.
It was literally the instrumental.
I was surprised. I because I ain't gonna lie, I forgot who sung it.
And he didn't sing it, but they used his old song and remixed it.
Okay.
And then we got the We the People graphics. So he was in a tag team with Jake Hager at the time. This is the match I've been looking forward to the entire time. Like, the stuff was good. This wasn't a boring episode, but this is what I was looking for. And then Zayn didn't even waste any time as he hit the Tope Suicida right out of the gate on Cesaro and had him rocked in the corner with Zayn waiting for the referee to ring the bell, and which he did. And Zayn hit the haluva kick on Cesaro, followed by a roll-up to pick up the first fall instantly. I was like, oh, y'all, you cooking right out of the gate. The second fall started with Zayn maintaining control, sending Cesaro into the steel steps, and had him reeling the entire time until Cesaro used his strength in his favor. And this was the part of the match where I barely took notes because I was just so zoned in. I was just enjoying the hell out of this match. I was like, yo, this is some heat. Sami countered a gut wrench suplex into a schoolboy so effortlessly. It was crazy. Like, he went from, like, Cesaro was literally walking with a grown ass man in a gut wrench, and he was about to hit him with a suplex until he literally like slipped out in a way that I've never even seen done before and haven't seen really done since into a schoolboy. And he was about to pick up the win, but he kicked out. Loved it. Zayn was going like it's like so much was going on with this. Like when he countered it, Cesaro knew about Zayn's quickness the entire match and used his power every single time to stop him dead in his tracks. Zayn was going for the haluva kick again, but Cesaro stopped him with a chin lock, which he picked up. Like he literally picked this man up with a chin lock and started swinging him around. And I'm like, and this dude was looking jacked as hell. So it's like, bro, you about to choke this man out. Cesaro held it in, and Zayn tapped out because he was literally about to choke this man out. Now the match is tied at 1-1. Zayn is a brilliant storyteller. I got to give Sami Zayn his credit. He is a brilliant storyteller because his eyes, like he didn't say anything, but his eyes was like, damn, how do I beat this man? How do I fight? Like he was literally struggling to get to his feet. And the referee had to check on him. So they was literally telling a mini story right there. Zayn motioned like, I'm good, even though you can clearly see he was not. And Cesaro took advantage right out of the gate. Like he was determined to get the third and final fall with a European uppercut in the corner. I love his uppercuts. It's like Claudio has a way, and I love his uppercuts. Cesaro hit the suplex from the apron spot, like where he deadlifts them from the apron into the ring, and Sami Zayn sold that like his arm was broke. I'm like, bro, this man's arm broke? And he was fine. But it's like the little things that Sami does. Zayn kept kicking out, and Cesaro was getting angry every single time. For a moment, Zayn took advantage of that anger with a attempt to do an inside cradle pin, but Cesaro powered out before he can do it. They then had another nice exchange before Zayn connected with the haluva kick for a very close second two count. They then did the sickest sunset flip powerbomb for like it literally like Sami got height on this thing. He went for he like whoop 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 bam. He got that, and then it was literally a very close to. It's like I knew the outcome because I've seen this match before, and I still bit it. Like I thought I'm like, oh, he's about to win. He's about to win. Zayn then hit the spinning DDT through the rope turnbuckle spot. That got a pop out of me. That got a massive pop out from the crowd as well. Cesaro was a millisecond away from getting counted out, but he broke the count at 9.5. Like the referee was literally about to say 10, and he's like, yeah. Zayn then looked for the spinning DDT again, but the power of Cesaro was too much, and he hit he literally walked around with a grown ass man like a trophy and hit a massive uppercut before hitting the neutralizer to pick up the win to score the 2-1 lead. And all I could write down was, wow, I can watch these two work forever. What did you think about this match?
I actually did enjoy this match. So it's like even from just beginning to end, like the dynamic and just how they like fed off of each other. Like I like that too. And then it's like, then you have like the interaction like from the crowd where it's like, okay, like the crowd they enjoying this just as much as we are. So it's like, you got to keep that going. So yeah,
I know we always give our praise to their NXT Arrival match that they had, but this one for a weekly NXT, it's another gem that people need to check out. Especially if they let Sami and Roman kick and cook on Saturday for the Elimination Chamber. That's gonna be wow. This is a match that I'm like, this was an unintentional match because when I picked this episode, I was like, 2 out of 3 falls. I ain't seen this match in a minute. There you go. And then it just so happened to be the week that Sami challenges for the Undisputed Universal Championship. So I'm like, this match was insane. We got a match of the year chant from the crowd. They were like, match of the year. And Cesaro celebrated over a fallen Sami Zayn, looking jacked as ever. And that was NXT. Literally, that was it. Overall, the match itself, the matches were solid, didn't drag, it wasn't too quick. And the main event was just as good as I remember it. But that concludes your NXT review from August 21st, 2013. All right, this is the part of the show where I turn the tables over to the queen of rebels herself, Suela the Bandit, to chop it up with the Bandit as we get ready to get up out of here. She gives us everything that we got going on from the news, rumors, everything that you want to talk about, we talk about here. Take it away, Queen Rebel.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So, from the time I want to say from like February 10th all the way to today, I believe, was New York Fashion Week. Man, I will say this: some of these designers, they make some good clothes. I just gotta throw that out there. And also, yes, shout out to my girl Tiana Taylor. She rocked this designer. I think it goes by the name of Tom Brown, I believe, but she killed it. Like all her pictures. If y'all ever see her Instagram, you know what I'm talking about. But she, man, she is slept on when it comes to like for not just talent, but the drip is just unmatched. I don't understand why y'all just cannot give her credit. Just do it. Like it's not hard. It's not hard. The child is slaying, okay? Like let her be great. Man.
I'm not even finna lie to you. I don't know who the fuck that is. Who you just said? I'm like
Tiana Taylor?
Oh, I thought you said somebody else. I heard another name.
No, I was saying the designer whose clothes
I didn't know who the designer was. I was like
Fashion Week.
That's who I was. Oh
no, like he's awesome too. By the way. But yeah, he made some cool clothes. But yeah, like give this girl her credit, please. Anyway, but other than that, she's doing like exceptionally well. Also Creed 3 comes out March 3rd, which is next month.
Funny thing is I still haven't seen the second one.
Okay.
I need to check it out.
Yeah, dude.
I don't mind spoilers, so you're fine on that.
Okay. But yeah, I definitely am excited for this one too. So I just hope it's good.
I mean, isn't old dude in it? Who's been cooking ever since Lovecraft Country?
Lovecraft, yes.
What's his name again?
Yes, he's in there.
Jonathan Majors?
Yeah. I think so.
Is it Jason Majors or Jonathan Majors?
I don't want to say his name wrong.
I think it's Jonathan Majors. I believe it is.
I could be wrong. Yeah. I believe
Majors. Jonathan Majors.
Is it? It probably is.
Let's see. Jonathan Majors. Yeah, it's Jonathan Majors.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been cooking.
But, yeah.
Dude was in the movie Devotion in 2022. He got Creed 3. He got Ant-Man and the Wasp that's coming out Friday.
Quantum.
Coming out tomorrow. So he's been.
And he had The Harder They Fall with Idris Elba, so that was pretty good.
So you already know we all cheering for Kane to pick up the win for Black History Month in 8 Man. So
right.
Just saying, Kane the Conqueror is about to win.
Right.
And whoop that ass.
Also, I know a lot of people still a little mad about the Super Bowl, but Kansas City Chiefs, they took the trophy.
Who are you pulling for?
I was pulling for the Eagles. I really was.
I was too. I
was
like, go Birds.
Congratulations to the Kelsey boys, though, for real, honestly, because they mom, I like her. She's like the best mom ever with her little split jacket. Like them boys, they played.
So I didn't watch the game at the crib. I was actually in North Carolina, Wilmington, with the fellas over because we was operating the show, and when we had it set up, like we finished setting up because we always finished our setup early. So we basically turned our setup into Super Bowl party, a mini. They just ordered some food and we watched the game on the big screen. And
halftime show was good though.
Oh, the halftime show was brilliant. We're gonna give our praise to the right people there, but that game, the first half was cooking. Like I'm not into football like that, but I was like, yo, this is some
and
heat.
I ain't gonna lie, I wanted Philly to take the cake, but
I'm like, this was some heat. And then we got to the halftime show.
Yeah.
Our girl Rihanna. And she started off with, bitch, better have my money.
Came out too. Like it's. Let me tell you something. ASAP Rocky was cheering.
Scratch that.
Nobody's business.
It's Rihanna featuring Baby Number 2.
Right.
Because she was pregnant as fuck.
Yeah, like somebody was like, "Wait, is Rihanna pregnant again?"
Yo, I was
And
like
I was
that.
like, "Yeah, she
I was
is."
like that too. Cause
Like,
soon as they started off with a headshot, she was looking like Princess Azula from Avatar when she looked up and started smirking. And then they zoomed out, and the first thing she did was rub her belly. I'm like, oh, she pregnant again. And that's all people was talking about, like on Twitter. They was vibing, but it was like, is you hiding a baby from us?
Yes, like trying,
Well,
we
trying, but
to
it's
hide,
like,
but everybody knows. Like, we know now.
And then what cracked me up is how people was like, "Oh man, we ain't never getting the album." Y'all acting like she can't record the album from her house.
Right.
Like people, what do you think it takes to record an album? Like as an engineer, I genuinely want to know, what do you think it takes to record a music album where I literally can transport all my equipment to wherever I'm at?
Right.
I can literally sing a song in my car. She can literally sing a song in her car.
You know, actually, that'd be an awesome challenge. I always wanted to create an album. I never did create one.
Hey, you could do it. But that's what I'm saying. Like that notion about, oh, she ain't gonna never have a baby, bro.
It's Rihanna.
It's Rihanna. I'm pretty sure she got music in the vault that she's probably gonna drop.
She already got businesses. Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure it was a whole debate, like, because Rihanna didn't get paid for this. She basically,
that's what they said. Yeah, they said she didn't get paid for
they
it.
never pay. NFL never pays the talent. They pay for the production.
Right.
And it's basically like, in this case, they're getting paid. They're just getting exposure. I'm pretty sure Rihanna doesn't need exposure because I'm pretty sure she has more.
She put on her brand of makeup too. She was branding herself already. Like,
that's the thing. As I was going to say, she has more fans than people who watch the Super Bowl, so she's fine.
And she's a billionaire.
She did that really because she wanted to get back in the groove of a concert. Let's just be real. So
right.
But I enjoyed it.
Jay-Z showed up. Jay-Z was there. Tiana Taylor was there.
They was there, but they wasn't involved. Let's not confuse people.
But they was there. I would say that. They was there. They weren't involved, but they was there. Floyd Mayweather was there. King James. Yeah, like I was like, dang, everybody, some of these celebrities, they came heavy. And I know what it was, because Rihanna.
Oh, yeah. Because we haven't heard from Rihanna music wise
in a long time.
So outside of Black Panther. So and I ain't gonna lie, I was one of the people who said if she would have started off with Lift Me Up, I would have just turned that shit off. I'm like, no.
Man, no, somebody said it too, like the other day. I think it was like on Twitter or something.
It was me.
Y'all, please. They was like, please, Rihanna, don't lift up nothing else no more. I was like, dang, y'all, like, oh my gosh, y'all, don't do that. Like, but then I was like, I don't really think she would do that though. And like, it's the Super Bowl. I know she gonna probably like get us like with the old crunk hits.
I said I wouldn't mind her ending with Lift Me Up because it was a slow jam, but she ended with Shine Bright.
But she
Diamonds.
did good because she brought out all her old hits out the vault.
Bitch better have my money. It was so many that she missed though. Like I was like, I'm surprised she didn't bring back DJ.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. DJ, something.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she didn't do that. I'm surprised she didn't do that.
Replay.
I'm surprised she didn't do that one. I was like, there's a lot of songs she left on the table.
Her dancers did good too. So
oh boy, shout out to the choreographers, even though they look like giant sperms. Shout out to the choreographers.
I think her name is Paris something. That was the choreographer.
Whoever was the choreographer.
Somebody.
Whoever
I forgot.
Listen.
I follow like a whole bunch of dancers on Instagram, so I'm definitely gonna find out who it is.
Listen, whoever was the choreographer.
Y'all were great. And the outfits was all done by Savage Fenty. Like,
Savage Fenty was a whole bunch of sperm.
Hey,
no, that was sperm. They were just giant sperm.
Everybody was saying, you know what's funny? My brother was literally like, watch them be memes in like 2 seconds. And I knew it. As soon as he said that, as soon as we got on the phone, it happened. Like immediately. I said, I knew it. See?
Sperms.
Just undefeated. The internet is undefeated.
Yep. Like, them sperm. That was literally them things that was running to Rihanna. That was literally ASAP Rocky finna put another baby in her after this one. So them were sperms. But yeah, I want to. Me personally, I want to give my as a choreographer. I want to give my props to the choreographer. Yeah, y'all killed that shit. The dancers killed that shit. I literally was live tweeting the halftime show. Y'all motherfuckers take a bow.
Yes,
that shit was y'all was banging. Y'all was
dance is so underrated, man.
It's perfectly rated. People just don't give it props. People don't give them
That's
props though.
yeah.
It's
And people
perfectly
wonder,
rated
like,
because people
how do you stay in shape like that? Dance.
and even I can be in shape all year long and I still be gassed every dance. There's a consistency. Like dance is like wrestling. You have to be able, you have to be conditioned, you have to do it
Yeah.
nonstop before you won't be
Yes, you
tired.
do.
Because you can be in shape all you want to, but there's moving
Yeah.
parts every which way when it comes to dancing. You have to memorize moves, you have to memorize footwork, you have to memorize emotion. Sometimes you have to mouth the words so you know you don't get lost in the sauce. And but sometimes you have to mouth it to where you're not shown mouthing the words, especially if you're in a music video. There's so many moving parts when it comes to dancing. Some of it comes with habit, some of it comes. That's what I'm saying. Wrestling and dance is literally neck and neck as far as like
They
you
are.
have to be consistent. You got to like that's why when people was talking about The Rock not being in ring shape, they was like, "How are you not in ring shape when you work out every single day?" There's a difference between being in shape and in ring shape. There's a difference. If you're not consistent, you're going to mess yourself up. That's all he was saying. But yeah, shout out to the choreographer and shout out to the camera director who was doing production because he killed every
single
shot from the drone from from the dancers. He like the walkway when
to them getting in the air, like it was just like
shout out. Like that's one thing. Who Kevin Dunn take notes. And
shout out to my friends who worked over there for that local union over there who set up the Super Bowl. Shout out to y'all. Because they asked me did I want to set up for the Super Bowl months before.
I'm surprised you didn't.
And I couldn't go because I was already booked for something else. So I couldn't even set up for the Super Bowl for them this year. And by being in Arizona too, I knew a lot of people over there. So I was like, man, I almost said yes. I did. I had the email and everything.
Oh, so they asked you right after you. They asked you right after you got booked.
No, they asked me before, but I already had something in place.
No, that's what I'm saying. So they basically asked you after you already was booked. Yeah. Super Bowl halftime was fun.
Frame. I was like, dang.
The Super Bowl halftime was fun, and getting in the game, and then that's why I put out a tweet because the people was agreeing with me. I said, this wrestling ass football game because literally it felt like a wrestling match.
Man,
it had a banger beginning. Man. It had a banger halftime, and then it ended on the most anticlimactic finish I've ever seen in my life. It was basically Hell in a Cell 2019 all over again with Seth Rollins and The Fiend. Like it just sucked the life out of everybody. Literally, everybody who I followed that was watching, because my whole timeline was watching the game, and everybody said, "Bro, this is the most anticlimactic ending to a Super Bowl ever." And I'm like,
"Yeah, it really is."
But congratulations to Pat. Was it Pat? Is it Pat? Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
The dude had a bad ankle. Went back to halftime and got juiced up and came back and played. Shout out to him. Credit to him. But yeah, I enjoyed the Super Bowl. I was kicking it with people who I vibe with, so that was a fun time. Anything else?
Nah, that is it. Just please make sure y'all drink your water and stay safe. That's all I ask.
Please do. Please do, because I need to drink some. Speaking of drinking water, I need to drink some water right now as we get ready to get up out of here. And with that being said, you guys make sure you guys tune in to our Elimination Chamber post show, because I believe Highlight will be pulling up and pulling through. So we got you covered to talk everything Elimination Chamber. Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns, 2 Elimination Chamber matches, Brock, Bobby 3. So much to talk about. We're going to talk about it on Saturday after the show, and we might, and like I said, we might talk a little bit about Battle at the Valley, because we're going to be live right when the show kicks off. So we'll try to get that done and get through. Hope it's not a long show for Elimination Chamber. And with that being said, make sure you guys follow us on social media at Gresh Unleashed, as well as myself at Josh Gresham RRG on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at It's Gresh. Make sure you follow Suela at Suela the Bandit 3 on Twitter, as well as Rebel Bandit, I believe, on Instagram.
Said it right.
If you can't find those links, make sure you just check out solo.to/Suela, as well as solo.to/as Gresh as well. And make sure you guys give us a rating. We finally got I finally was able to change our category for Spotify to wrestling. It's up to Spotify to update. I might have to contact them because it still says something else, but I personally changed it to wrestling so we can get that in the right category because this is a wrestling podcast. And with that being said, you guys stay safe out here in these streets. And if you haven't already had anybody to tell you, make sure you stay safe out here in the world of the unknown. But as your favorite voice that does the most and purveyor of mischief, I have to remind you of the one known, and that is you are appreciated, you are loved, and you are just everything and more, especially to us. And as we get up out of here with a quote of the day, healing doesn't mean the damage never existed. It means the damage no longer controls our lives. And make sure you guys always eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. Cop the merch if you haven't already. We out. Be breezy.
Bye, y'all.